Happy Thursday. Happy podcast Thursday. I tried to remember what day it was. Thomas, how are you doing?
Friday Eve.
It is Friday.
We made it. I'm good. It's almost a mirrored image of last week of we have good weather on the way. Storms are predicted to move in late tonight, strong winds and hail and everything else. But
good weather, like the kind you have behind you, right? We're talking like apocalyptic lightning storms, maybe a
great
good
weather.
chance of, grapefruit-sized hail.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Yes. When Reed Timmer is in town, it's a good day. But no, it's been a great week. This week flew by for me. Can't believe it's already Thursday. I was talking to someone today, reminiscing about something that happened yesterday, and I referred to that as yesterday Sunday mornings when we did that. And wait a minute. But really excited actually. I'm playing in a pickleball tournament tomorrow. Starts tomorrow night, goes through Saturday.
Like
two
like
days.
Trophies and everything. This is for all the marbles.
Yeah, like you got to pay to enter and be involved and do it. And those that have been listening to the show and know me and my background a little bit, that's pickleball is new to me. And I spent, I don't know, a good few years making fun of the sport forever. And then
You tried it.
And then I tried it and I haven't gotten off the court. I think I've missed just a few days in the year of 2025. It's been amazing, but
It's great.
It's been good for me in multiple levels. It's more than just the sport. It jumpstarts my day. I've lost a lot of weight getting out and about, and it's gotten me excited to do other things and be more active in other areas because when you grow up and then you get into a world of being a quote unquote pro athlete or semi-pro athlete, the gym, the workouts, everything, the discipline is forced upon you to a degree. You have to have your own self-discipline, but you have mandatory gym days, this and that. So when my lackluster career, can't really call it a career, but when it ended, I didn't want to look at a gym. I didn't want to look at exercise. I didn't want to look at fitness. Nope. Tired of it. Get take a break. And I took a very long break. And if it wasn't fun involved, I was not going to exercise. So I finally am.
Right now. I ran cross country in high school, and I'm still on break after that.
Fair.
Oh man, that's cool. No, it's exciting. I keep saying this. One day I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just try it out, and I'm gonna be like, oh my goodness, why did I wait this long?
It's great. It catches a lot of flack, especially from not everyone, because there's a lot of crossover from tennis to pickleball. But there are some people that really enjoy tennis, and that's the authentic racket sport, and they kind of knock on pickleball a little bit. But it's great. For instance, this afternoon, actually an hour and a half ago, I just got done with a doubles match. We played 5 games. It was myself and the assistant pro here played an 80-year-old gentleman and a 71-year-old gal, husband and wife. But they're so good. Their technique and their ability. I mean, they've won like 8 national titles.
Are they married?
Good.
They're a married couple.
Yeah.
Okay, so they basically can know what the other person's thinking after that many years.
All day long.
So they've got.
And so we can run all over the court, and we hit some good shots. And the assistant pro, he's obviously real good. He's got a big background in racket sports and whatnot. And we lost 3-2 out of the 5-game match because they're that in sync and how they can place the ball and do it. And I'm playing 80-year-olds and 70-year-olds, and I was sweating through my shirt running around today. I mean, I had to come right home, change, shower. Yes. So that's what I really love about the sport. You can play younger folk, older folk. It doesn't matter. It's just you get out and about and socialize and have some fun. So it's not for everyone, but I can say it's done a lot for me in 2025. I really, really, really like it. It's a big part of my life now.
How about I do this? I'm going to petition my city because we have some tennis courts that nobody uses. And it's pretty easy to switch from tennis court to pickleball, right? The net height's a little different.
It's very easy because what you can do is you can buy what they have portable nets on wheels for pickleball nets because they're shorter and not as wide. Like $100, you get a decent net, and then you just get the dimensions and a little template off of Amazon, and you can literally lay painter's tape down and make the pickleball court. You can overlay it over the tennis court, so that you can peel it all up and move it away and put it away, and your tennis court is right back.
Maybe I'll make my town a deal. I'll say, look, I'll continue live streaming your town hall meetings, which they love. If
put in a little pickleball court.
If you'll do a little pickleball court painting lines on it's an outdoor court, so I mean it's gonna need some paint. But
yeah, be perfect. It'd be awesome. It would get used more than the tennis. Yeah. Because every dying tennis court right now is getting revamped with pickleball courts, and it's bringing tennis people back to play. But it's kind of growing everything.
In my town, we lock up our tennis courts and nobody has the key. We're gonna have to cut the lock to get it. It's been years since anyone been able to play ball in there, but maybe we can change that. So that's cool. That's really cool. I hope you win, and I hope they start live streaming your tournaments. So
it's funny getting to know you and being a part of the RA community and just the technology you do and things you stream. I'm there every day at our Racket Sports Club, and I'm thinking they need to have cameras. We have like 6 outdoor courts, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just call it 6 and 6, outdoor and indoor. We need to mount some cameras and then have it online to where the members can log in and see what's active. Are the courts dead? Are they empty? Who's playing? When's playing? Can I just go up now because there's vacancy? Or if there's a tournament, I can log on and watch who's playing because I'm not playing. I'm stuck at home and I'm going to watch some of it. And so I'm sitting there thinking, there's a day I'm going to call Scott and figure out how we can make this happen.
I'm going to start working on the pickleball setup.
It'd be great.
You need mics because
got a lot of iron.
Oh no, I've got the wrong sound. I thought for sure I had it. No. I got rid of my pickleball sound. I got the yellow, you're my best friend sound now. Never mind. But no, you have to have the sound. Pop, 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 pop.
I think it's been voted the most annoying sound in the world, by the way, by people that live near the court. It is if you're not playing the sport, it's so annoying hearing that ball and that paddle.
And you can't really change it. You can't get rid of the sound without changing the way the ball acts. So
well, a cheaper paddle, it's a little bit higher pitched sound. The better paddles, it's a little lower pitched. But if you don't play enough, you wouldn't notice that. It's just annoying in general for people that don't play. It really is. And I understand it. And the people that complain about it say, hey, I play the sport and I get it. You're right. You're not wrong. But no, it's but no, it's great. But enough about that.
Yeah.
In all that, how has your week been? I know obviously this is a segue away from your day show and kind of an escape, but I haven't been around this week.
Yeah.
I know Karen Reed's been a big thing this week off today. I haven't followed any of it, so I don't know.
It's been good to have a day off, honestly. I mean, even everybody who likes us following along, I think most people will admit that having a little break because there's a lot of tension with that one, right? There's a lot of each side, you're sort of on guard and jabbing against the other side, trying to win an argument and stuff. There's a lot of that. So a day break's been really good. But the trial has been, for me, I think better than the first one, probably because we had the first one. We get to see the difference. We get to see how people are doing better or worse in various scenarios. We've had people on both sides, some witnesses that are better and some that are not. And it's also been a great week for me because my son's been killing it on the bathroom remodel. We've got the electricals in. We've got almost everything wired. I need one more outlet, and we're going to plug the breaker and flip the switch and see if it blows. We're not putting the drywall up until I need one of those thermal cameras so I can just see if something's overheating before it melts down and burns my house down.
You don't have one?
I don't have a thermal camera yet. I should get one. But Fleer has a couple that I've got my eye on, but
you have one in your Amazon cart by now, I imagine.
Just clicking it now. Sometime Friday. But it's been awesome. Just we're getting so much. My wife's in spring cleaning mode, so I've lost most of my possessions to be donated to charity or thrown in the garbage. And honestly, most of my possessions are junk. I save. I'm a hoarder when it comes to that. I save so much stuff that I probably don't need to save. Like I have every lanyard that I've ever had as a camera crew guy. So, hey, Myron, welcome. Like every time I've been a cameraman for filming at a TV show, or, a little backstage pass for a film festival, or, a news pass for a company I worked for. I have every single one, every sporting event. I filmed one Ultimate Fighting event. I've got the press pass from that. I've got all of them.
But those take no space. Those are keepers.
Well,
Jen's not listening, is she?
It probably takes, if you bundle them all up and pack them tightly, because I have the lanyards and the pass, it probably takes like a 3 or 4 square feet. There's a lot of them because I've been doing this for a lot of years. But
so get rid of the KitchenAid that doesn't get used and keep the lanyards. Which
them are fighting words.
I asked if she was listening or not because I know what's happening. But no, I get it. What's the inventory on the empty cardboard boxes? I know that was a collection item.
Most cardboard boxes we own are gone. The only ones I've been allowed to keep are the ones that are like labeled for like, this is hardware that I might sell later on as I upgrade. Mm-hmm. So it would help to have like the Roadcaster box, right? There she is. No, it's the other Jules Thomas. You're in trouble. It might help to have a box in case I have to upgrade something or ship it. It's like I keep my original phone box when I have my iPhone. I've never sold one, but
I might have to turn it around in a week and get rid of it, and then a year later it's still sitting there. Yeah, I think we all do that.
Every box for all of this, every single thing. I've got every box for these. Yeah. So
okay. Yeah.
So other than those, good. The brown boxes gone.
That's where my mind goes when I talk cardboard. Is the box that the boxes come in. But I will have to say, I do get a little bit nervous when we're talking about these personal issues and you give a quick lean to your right because you're checking who just walked into your studio. And I'm going, oh no, did she can't hear me because only you can in your headphones. But was she just watching and listening in the other room? And now
I actually was looking up. I have boxes that are towering almost 8 feet tall. I've got a tower of boxes in the corner over here. Okay. The top ones are Cloud Dock 2, 2 Blackmagic Design Studio HD Hyperdeck Pluses, an AFS feedback eliminator, and a replay editor box. It's all piled right there. So those will eventually go. I can't justify keeping them forever. So I'm just trying to hold off as long as I can. So give it a kid away. How can you do that? I'm attached to them.
I don't know. You offer yours up for adoption quite often, so I figured you get rid of cardboard boxes.
Did I really offer him up if he's still around? Yeah. Anyway, it's been a fantastic week. The weather here in North Carolina is beautiful. I know a lot of places have been just pummeled with storms, as you've sent me. I mean, you've texted me when you're like, family's headed to the shelter. They're going underground. Yeah. Whoa. Here we are. We're out on the trampoline enjoying the blue skies. But no, it's been beautiful here. This is one of the reasons why I love North Carolina, because early in the spring and then late in the fall, the weather's perfect. In the middle of the summer, it gets a little bit oppressive. But this is heaven. It is so good.
That's awesome. I'm so glad y'all have your forever home.
What are you saying?
I don't know.
You put it that way. That's like you're like cursing us. So something's gonna go.
I'm not meaning to jinx anything, but yeah, we're 20 minutes in. We haven't done a single thing we do on the show. So let's do a reverse segue.
I was supposed to do that. Okay. Can somebody put the link to make sure everyone, if you've not been here before, there's a setting on YouTube that you have to have turned on to let YouTube know that you are willing to accept a gifted membership if one ever come around your way. Without telling them that, you just can't get one. So we're going to put the, let's see, Weather Watch. Do I have it? Is it running? Is it working?
Yours populated since we're in the same gig.
So you open that link in a new window and make sure the button is pushed to the right, so the little blue is showing, and then you're eligible. So
and you can't click the link on the screen. You got to click the link that's in the chat. Take you there, and then for those that don't know and it's new, the beginning of every month, RA's channel YouTube allows him to gift 10 memberships at his will. It doesn't know where they're going, who gets them, but he gets to send off 10 memberships every month. And so he chooses to do it on the podcast because it's a more intimate group. So you have a little bit better chance to win a membership, and each free membership from YouTube is good for a month, whether you watch his day show or the podcast. So here we go. And he does 5 at a time is the way that works.
Here we go. So first batch. All right, it went. Kelly P, Millie Vicino, Carrie, Wear It Well, and Sherry Segretti. Congratulations.
First 5 out the door. Congrats to you winners. Good for a month.
Bingo. It just worked.
5 more.
And the last 5 are Spicy Vetted Geek. Sorry, Spicy Vet Mad Geek. Stevie, Ashley received a gift membership. I can't see. Michael Whalen and Roxana. Congratulations.
Congrats on the gifted memberships.
Yay. Welcome. And please take a seat now that you are a member by typing !seat. So down in front so everyone else can see.
So awesome. That's
fun. What is happening aside from pickleball? What's happening in the world of sports right now?
So I vowed was it last week or the week before? I don't remember. But every time I talk about the Dallas Stars playing on the night of podcast, they lose. But they won the last 2 times. They play tonight at 8:30. My dad texted me and said, "Are you going to be done with your podcast? Time to catch a Stars game? Because if they win tonight, see, round 1's over. They win. They close out the Colorado Avalanche." And I responded with, "I will make," and then sure was in all caps. The podcast is done by the time the Stars start.
We'll just be like, pull the plug. no outro. It's just like, see ya.
Quick board, off we go. But no, it's playoff hockey. I know that's not everyone's sport, but it's a big one for me. And I love it. And this article popped up, and it was funny to see it because I can 100% relate from my days. And it's discussing how hockey players are about the pregame routine, whether it's naps, walking the dog, or eating the same meal. And it's a thing. What's funny about it, it's in all sports. It's not just hockey, but they're highlighting it right now because of the time of season, right? But there's always a big debate whether it's superstition or routine. I agree with what a lot of players will say. It's just routine. You're in your rhythm. You're surrounding yourself in your comfortable area. You know what you're doing. Josh Hutchins from overseas.
These came in. I think he's back. He's flying back right now, I think.
Oh.
Back home again. Gifted 10 memberships. Bug Duggar gifted 1. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you here. Red Pen gifted 5 memberships. Josh gifted another 1. Britta Aller gifted a membership. And of course, we got a 24-month membership from Aaron Patterson, who is now pink. The courthouse doesn't show up on this stream, but it will show up in chat. And then we had the other ones we gave away. Thank you for the ones that came. Those all came in before the show started. So you're telling us about these traditions with hockey.
Yeah. So the AP interviewed a bunch of NHL players during the playoff time, asking about what their routines are. And so a lot of them kind of spilled the beans, more or less, on kind of what they do. And it's all the same. I never been to NHL, but your schedule is similar in what you do and how you travel and everything. Everything's mirrored down the ranks. It's to prepare you for the NHL, so they mirror it. So everything's pretty much the same outside of the music and the food. I know this much. Everyone takes a nap. Everyone eats some sort of meal, but it's different flavored. And then there's a type of music and something. So there's a few here that, Eric Johnson explained from the Avalanche, I have a routine, but I don't think it means you're superstitious. And it says, so the Las Vegas Knights forward, Pavel said it's pasta with Alfredo sauce chicken, while the Stars forward, Mikko Rantanen, prefers chicken, pasta, sweet potatoes. Vegas forward Thomas Hurdle has the same breakfast every game day morning: scrambled eggs, mushrooms, ham, and onions. One said it used to be 13 meatballs with lingonberry sauce, mashed potatoes.
This guy is superstitious. He's got 13, right?
For the Minnesota goalie, Philip Gustafson. But he's changed it up this season. Went to a restaurant instead, he said, and it's made life a little bit easier.
13 meatballs. That's like 2 pounds of beef. That's a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So there's the whole lot, but let's see, over the years. So there's a coach who doesn't ride the bus from the hotel when they're on the road. From the hotel to the arena, he walks. That's his big thing. He likes to walk.
Just say Ubers, but walking, that's better.
Yeah, no one can prove otherwise. But what's funny is this: I'm probably going to get mugged now that I'm telling you the truth.
He takes a limo.
He said,
he arrives in style.
Yeah.
Tells people he walks.
And he said even sometimes he'll stop along the way if there's a nice pizza place that sells by the slice. He will stop and grab a pizza by the slice on his way if he sees one.
Cheats on the diet when the team's not there to see. I see how that works. For good luck, of course. You're doing it for the team.
Yep. So here's one says, I always get dressed the same when he's talking about his equipment. Left skate, left shin pad, left elbow pad, and I don't even think about it. That was me, 100%. Everything went left first. My left skate, my left leg pad. I had a routine.
One half of you is fully ready for the game, and the other side's still looking for a sock. Is that?
Well, no. You go left sock, then right sock. Left skate, then right skate.
I envisioned like everything left side and then everything right side.
No, that would be. I'm sure someone does it, but that's not the thing. But so the biggest one is that for me, my program was nap by 1 o'clock for an hour.
Okay.
And then I would wake up and I would have 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese with ground beef. And then on the way, I had a 18-minute drive from where I lived to the arena. And you get to the arena 2 hours before the game or so. I had Dierks Bentley. It's a slow song. Come a little closer, baby, or something. That's like the chorus. But I had it for my 18-minute drive. It was on repeat in my car because it was a slower Dierks Bentley song.
That's a good song, but I wouldn't have thought it would be like a hockey hype you up.
So here's what I learned real quick.
Champions
I learned real fast in my years of trying to play competitive sports and getting all that for my own sake is any sort of pump up music got me overhyped and I got over aggressive and I played completely out of the way I used to play. So the locker room had surround sound and there'd be AC/DC playing everything. I had headphones on playing slow motion love songs and whatnot all the time before the game.
Little Barry Manilow.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I had some piano going at times to keep me calm.
Focus.
So I could relax and just focus. And then when I got out for the game, I played way better. There was a few times I really, really, really tried to get some amp up music on and maybe I'll play better. And I played the worst I would ever play. It was
It's Raining Men. That wasn't
Raining Men. No, definitely didn't happen. Nobody clipped that either, by the way. That's all.
Yeah.
This is a first, by the way. Someone just said that I look like Dierks Bentley. I've been called Tom Brady before, Andy Roddick, someone else. Never Dierks Bentley. Wow. Never.
I imagine it's a compliment. He's a handsome fellow. So
every single one of them is a compliment. I don't look anything like any of them. It's all an upgrade. So I love it.
Big shout out, Nurse for God. Thanks for the 5 gifted memberships. Lego My Brief says, see, if I was a player, I would poke pins in my voodoo doll, eat some cinnamon raisin rice pudding, and take a shot of tequila before I hit the ice.
Lego, I think you have a winning combination to play playoff hockey right there. I think that's awesome.
It's a little mild for most hockey players. They probably amp it up a little bit, but that's the beginning. It's a good place to start.
Yeah. But no, everyone, I agree. A lot of the players, like I said, there's people say, oh, you're superstitious. No, it's routine. It gets you comfortable. It's where you're going. It's just as people go to work, they wake up to their alarm, they start their cup of joe, they eat their oatmeal, Pop-Tart, cereal, whatever they do, and then they go to work. They feel normal. It's all comfortable. It's the same thing for players. It's not, oh, I didn't get my same meal, the day is ruined type scenario. It's not. And it becomes habit. So I don't know. Part of me thinks superstition and routine might kind of be a little intertwined in a way.
The superstition is where it's like, I won't change my socks all season, right? Yeah. Okay. First of all, that's terrible no matter what sport you're in. Oh. But hockey is worse on a level that only is approached somewhat by football, by American football. Hockey and American football, those two locker rooms can smell quite unique.
Worse than the dairy farm, for sure.
Worse than the south end of the dairy farm.
Yes. Yep.
It's terrible, but yeah, I've learned you don't mess with somebody's locker. Like if they put things a certain way, don't move anything.
Well, and the higher up the ranks you go, you don't do anything. The equipment managers place everything because the coach has said everything will go this way to look this uniform, and the equipment manager has to put it that way. So the players don't touch it. They know where it goes and they hang it up. But if it's a little
As
askew,
a press guy, don't go in there and like
oh,
pick up a helmet. I'm not saying I ever did this. Don't just go in there and pick up a helmet. It's like, can I move this to just get a better shot? No, don't do that.
so you totally did that.
I've heard
Yeah.
they don't like their stuff touched.
Nope, they sure don't. But
I
anywho,
don't, I'm trying to think of what routines I have.
I was going to ask before you go live, because you have a day show, you're there for hours. You don't just roll out of, well, I know you do sometimes because you're a little late every now and then, but
Yeah.
when you don't just roll out of bed late and you're like, oh shoot, and you hurry up and stream, do you have a little routine before you start the day of get the kids ready for school? I know they all homeschool, but there's some prep. Do you get yourself to make sure you shower, wash the face, eat a good breakfast?
I like to do my own personal cleanliness stuff. That's something I'm a big fan of. But
Yeah,
as far as helping anyone else get ready for the day, I am pathetic. I oftentimes will go live before anyone else has made breakfast. So it's just like,
okay.
here I am. But my routine, though, it usually starts when I sit down in the chair and I first go to the laptop to make the thumbnail. First I respond to Amber. I'm awake. I respond to Amber. I'm awake.
Yeah,
I'm here.
I see that in mod chat.
Josh.
I just called Skype or just called Scott.
And he's coming. He's going to be here. He's just
Yeah.
like, I make the thumbnail. I open the intro on my other computer. I check the buttons to make sure they're working. It's like a clockwise rotation as I work my way around.
Yeah.
I power on my replay machine. And then I focus my camera and I hit the live button. At that point, once I hit the live button, then I have like a whole other routine I go through, because if it's not working, if for some reason it just doesn't go live, then I'm like, okay, first I check the thumbnail to make sure I've got autoplay turned on. Now I check to make sure the IP address hasn't changed, or I'm streaming to the wrong streaming key. I'm streaming on a different channel from a gig I did or something. So there's like two routines I go through. The second one is the panic routine. And hopefully I never get there. Like the first routine works.
Fair. Yeah.
Amber is the alarm clock. She texts me like 2 a.m. I kid you not, 2 a.m. I'm not sure if she's up that early or up that late, but
probably both, depending on how it goes.
She texts all the mods though, so it's everybody gets the buzz.
We do. We get the buzz when it comes in.
I need a thumbnail manager. Red?
Oh, volunteering. Red. I see, Red.
I see what you're doing here. I still need to call you, Red. We need to talk offline. Josh says, for the record, I've never called you to make sure you're up. I just talked to you about you in mod chat until you show up.
I talk about you.
Josh gave we had a butt dial from Josh in the last week though.
We did.
And he didn't own up. I think he just said LOL sorry on the end.
I'm not the only one anymore. Finally, I get a pass.
Yeah, routines. I probably would do better with a better routine. Like I should have a routine at night where I make the thumbnail for the next day, and check the wires, and check the focus and everything. And then when I come into the studio, it's like the hockey players, where the uniform, the helmet, the pads, everything is right where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
That would be smarter. I should do that one day.
Routines are good. They're healthy. They're constructive. We're more efficient and effective as humans when we have them, but they are one of the hardest things to stick to unless they're strictly leisure. That's what I've learned. Does that make sense?
I had routines when I was fishing. Like if
that's leisure.
Yeah. Like I don't mean to brag, but I'm pretty good at catching fish, right? Mm-hmm. I like to think that I can think like a fish because I learned how to fish.
You love water.
In Norway. That's what my first recollection of fishing was, in the fjords in Norway. I wasn't raised there. I was there on vacation for like 10 weeks because my mom's from there. And my uncle loves to fish, and he would fish without any bait. He would just use a hook, and he would tuck the fish onto the hook. And that's my recollection of learning how to think like a fish. And but I do have routines. Like when something happens in my head, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know what's happened. I can picture the bait. I can picture the lure. I know what's going on. It's like, okay, now do this, and then set it up for the next fish. But mostly it's just like adding more bait. It's not really a fancy routine.
Yeah.
Stole my bait. I need another worm. Something that wasn't routine this last week down in Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas, especially
big,
this mess.
This one is big. Semi-truck carrying coins crashes. I like the alliteration that they do there. Carrying coins crashes. $800,000 worth of dimes.
8 million. Sorry, you gave the dollar amount. Yes. Sorry.
So
you already did the math for everybody.
It would be 80 million dimes, right?
8 million dimes.
8 million dimes? Oh, because it's only 10. I was going to say a dollar. So 8 million dimes. Sorry. Yeah. I failed the math even after you corrected it. The truck went off the road. The driver overcorrected and got change in return, I guess is what you could. Passenger
he had a change of plans.
Yes, the major change. Driver and passenger were taken to hospital with minor injuries. The fire department truck confirmed the truck lost its load. 8 million freshly minted dimes, fresh from the mint, and now they're all scraped up and have dirt and grime. I imagine they were probably rolled if they were fresh from the mint.
100%. But those rolls broke throughout the crash. What's even more heartbreaking is when I saw this article today and posted it on a rundown. I'm looking at the date when it happened. In a town it's in, that's 40. No, it is just shy of an hour or so away. My wife and I drove through there the middle day before this truck wrecked on that highway exit. If we were 2 hours later, we would have driven right past this.
You could have had like a free Mountain Dew, or you just grab a handful. And
I don't want to get on some list of stolen money, but it would have been so much cool because we would have gotten some footage of it, and then to be able to share the story and then post footage of us being there. That's what really hurt me. I wasn't in the market to steal money, Scott.
Had you been there, you would have seen that they actually cleaned it up using those big vacuum trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And like square nose shovels. I mean, it was a pile of money, and I imagine
money.
I imagine metal detectors can go down there for years
and still find dimes.
They'll be like, "Hey, here's another. Look, 2025. What do you know? Another 2025 dime,
mint condition.
Yep, mint almost.
Alvord, Texas. Yep, just south of Wichita Falls, down to 287.
It looks like they were not all rolled. Some of them were just loose.
I'm thinking they're broken rolls, but I don't know.
They could have used a forklift, or not a forklift, but like a skid steer to scoop them up because it's a truckload.
Yeah, but just buckets. Even if it contained dirt and what else, just get it loaded up, get it gone, get it, and then take it back, wash it, sift it, but don't just nitpick at it on the road. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in that business, and part of transporting that.
Back in the day, the Vegas slot machines would give coin payout way back before they switched the cards.
I remember that.
Fun fact: the slot machine, the coin tray is designed like a bell, so it rings when coins hit it. Okay, it's like a little Pavlovian response in people who are addicted to gambling. But it used to like, and people would have to get like a bucket and they'd like fill up their bucket.
I remember the plastic buckets. Yes.
Now it's just a swipe and you got your points, and it's easier to spend this way too.
You get a little receipt. 100%. That's dang it. That reminded me of something, but to which I've now forgotten. Shoot. Yeah, nope. Draw blank. It sparked something, then that spark died.
Bell.
Casino, money. Oh, Bell. Yes, okay. The Bell did it. Have you ever watched the documentaries on some of the then era casino cheaters? and the tools they built and the things they did, including some of the slot machines recognize payouts based off of light frequency. So they had like a wire hanger with a little light bulb, and they would stick it up in there in the coin slot, and they would just hit ping, 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 and it would make the light go off, and it would just eject coins. Have you ever seen those documentaries on those guys that got caught? And
I've seen the most wild things that I thought, there's no way that works. There's no way having a magnet on a ring on your finger is going to influence the wheel on the slot machine. Yes. Apparently, I mean, it must, the insiders who know, like the guys who make the slot machines, that's got to be like next level top secret. There's you know, don't let anyone know how they actually work, because then they'll be able to cheat.
Yes. Win. Incredible. It's I watched a few of those, not the new era, you know, those that count cards and things like that, but those that could cheat, the old school mechanical machines, just absolutely amazing and how they did it. It's so cool, so ingenious on some of the things they created and found a way to hack into it. There's one very infamous individual in that era who found out, I don't know, he did like a dozen different tools to hack machines, like including a little card with like a string, or cash with a string that you'd put in, pull back out, and then all these mechanisms and different lights, and super interesting. And you know, it's still happening to this day with all the surveillance. Vegas is currently looking at, like, how do we beat this? How do we beat this cheat? How do we counteract this cheat? How do we do it? And it's getting harder and harder.
Vegas and Walmart. They're getting better and better at catching people who are cheating or stealing from them.
Walmart has the best cameras in the world.
Yes. Why haven't banks followed their suit? We get like a bank robbery in local town. It's like, the police have released this video, and it's like 8.
He looks like this.
It's like, is this a Minecraft game? Yeah. Why do we not have this in 3D, you know, 4K? Yeah.
100%.
But we need to get with the times.
But speaking numbers, those of you in chat, you've watched the show before, you've heard this name. Put in chat if you recognize what he's famous for. The name is David Rush. We've talked about him probably half a dozen times, if not a dozen. He's always in there. We could talk about him more, probably every week. But
I think that's what he wants us to do.
Yeah, I think that's his goal. But the name is David Rush. If you guys know in chat that have been watching the show,
he's like a serial killer.
Well, he is.
Of sorts.
Yes, their cereal is in the name for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a second. Red Pen. There we go. He breaks all the records.
Slaughters.
Yep. Ohio Mama world record. Yep. That's he breaks all the world records, including his own, because apparently there's not enough out there for him to break. This one is not the most exciting that we've covered on the show, but he just did it, so I figured we'd find a way to showcase it again. And it's actually interesting if you go to YouTube and watch how he does it, because it's there's a technique apparently to this, and it's how fast he stacked toilet paper rolls with one hand to break the record. But he has a technique of how he lays them out and gets them up. There's a technique with every world record, I guess. But
he must have perfected this art during COVID, during the lockdown, and he had had a huge stash. Like, all the toilet paper was missing because he had it.
He had a poop ton of time to sit there and figure it out. But Rush holds the most concurrent Guinness World Records. Said it took him hundreds of practice sessions. So to your point, and dozens of artificial attempts to break this previous record of 5.45 seconds. He finally broke it with a time of 5.38 seconds.
The next paragraph is the best. I wore out dozens of toilet paper rolls in practice, but they didn't go to waste. After serving their time in the training arena, they were moved into bathrooms across the house to live out the rest of their lives in service.
Credit where credit's due. Good for you, Mr. Rush.
Yeah.
I thought it was they didn't go to waste because I celebrated with Taco Bell or something. But
I've got to say, I hope to be part of a Guinness World Record this weekend.
A real one.
A real one. Yes.
Please do tell.
Okay. My neighboring town, Kinston, North Carolina, is holding a barbecue fest where they have a Guinness Book of World Records official who will be on hand to see if they win the award or win the title of the most barbecue sandwiches sold in a day.
So you're going to be there to buy or help produce?
I figure I've got to support somehow, so I'm going to buy one, so I can at least say I had part of it.
You're going to buy one.
I'm going to buy one.
I'm going to help break a world record and buy one.
I mean,
you have a family of 8.
None of them like barbecue. Like the barbecue they make here, it's all vinegar, and it's So I'm going to buy one. I actually, it's grown on me. The first time I tried it, I'm like, this has turned. So I'm thinking, this is not good. Do not try the meat. The pulled pork is off. No, that's how they make it. But now I'm sort of liking it. So I'm gonna buy a sandwich, and with a little luck, I would be like an asterisk, or I would be one of the numbers.
Part of it. Which
is, it's sort of like having your own Guinness Book World Record. So
then we can tag David Rush and say, beat that.
Yeah. It's sort of like a self-serving record, because the town clearly is they make money off taxes and all these sales that are happening, all these barbecue. Right. It's a huge barbecue company. I mean, we've got people coming from all over the United States with their barbecue pit trucks, and they're all going to be cooking up, and then we're all tally everything. It's a bit of a scam because the town's just raking it in, right? They're the big winners at the end of the day.
100%.
And then having the record on hand as well is just a bonus. But maybe I'll buy 2. I put a little faith in the program.
But if you buy 2 and I don't break the record, you're going to be mad.
You're like, man, I wasted it. They're not that bad. They're not that bad,
But that's funny. You talk about it being kind of a little bit of a sham, technically, versus that. But I came across one today that tied in with that and what you do daily, and it's a lawyer. Mm-hmm. He gave advice on how you can spot liar, pants on fire.
Is it the smoke?
So it's not a smoke, because you can't smoke from indoors anymore in most states. But no, it's not a guaranteed. Mm-hmm. But as I read the article a little bit, it kind of made me reflect back on conversations or interactions or things with certain people and apply his methodology, going, I can kind of see that. Or even to be very transparent on a time I was trying to be very convincing on something I wasn't completely sold on myself. I haven't had half my lights on the whole show. Is that a little bit better?
So much better. It's like
Can we restart the show?
Yeah.
Oh, for crumb's sake.
Someone with more experience. That's what we're looking for. So when you are talking to people, not just in general, but let's say you have a hunch that this person may be stretching the truth a little bit. And
they call me up and say, hey, my name's Dwayne Jr. or something. I'm like, what is it really?
No, not so much in that case, but if maybe you're pressing an issue with the person a little bit, you're kind of trying to find the truth, but it's not very testy. But the advice was given that in those situations, the majority of people they found that are liars will speak in absolutes, meaning, would you ever do this, or has this ever happened to you, or have you ever accidentally done this? Absolutely not. 100% not.
I would never do that.
That's so never or always. Or, in situations like this, would you always turn in the money, or would you call the referral? Always. Absolutely always. 100% always. When people are that adamant in absolutes, whether positive or negative, this lawyer said the vast majority of the time you can find out things and poke holes and find their lies. Those that speak in absolutes, because absolutes in life are very, very hard.
They are. For those who follow the Karen Reed trial, if for instance let's just say there was a witness who said that I would never say that a defendant was praying over the victim, I'd never say that. That would be one of those absolutes. Be like, well, Mr. Nuttall, oops, I didn't say the name. Well, sir, I think you might not be telling the truth. Is that a warning?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to listen to that, because I think we do see that. They're emphatic and absolute.
Yes. Very absolute. We see it on this, you see it on the stand all the time when you watch true crime of someone who you're watching going, okay, this person, they're not even the defendant. You just don't trust this witness. And it's a very awkward one. And then you watch them speaking nothing but absolutes and absolutes only. And you're like, okay, you're now giving it all away right now by how emphatic you are about how positive in every manner. So I thought it was a pretty good article. I will plug him real quick and see. It's actually on another podcast, a real one. It's called Podcast Diary of a CEO, trial lawyer.
Real one.
Trial lawyer Jefferson Fisher is who they interviewed, if anyone wants to look that up. But I thought that was interesting. I like human behavior analysis. I take it with a grain of salt because when you have humans analyzing humans, that's not exactly foolproof. But there's also people that spend a lot of time and that have a lot of experience about questioning people, truth speakers and liars. And so they kind of have the stats and the data and stuff to back it up. But I find that stuff very interesting. Absolutely.
And I don't know who said it, but it looks like Dr. G just dropped a new video about Jen McCabe. And Dr. G is one of those people that does one of the same thing. He looks for tells that people have that, may not be truthful. So I might have to go watch that afterwards. My wife says, hey, now, as the podcast is about court cases, I came for my weekly food fix. Yeah.
We don't have anything to try this week, Mrs. RA.
If only there was food in the fridge, I would think of something tomorrow's shopping day.
Uh-oh, shots fired.
Yeah, tomorrow's shopping day. So and interesting. Yeah, you can watch some witnesses and it just doesn't look right. Like something smells weird here. It's just like
something smells fishy.
Yep, smells. It's like you know when it's wrong, right? You know when something's wrong. Say like you walk into a hotel room and you're like, something's not right.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like bleach. What's going on here? Because that's what they all smell like.
It doesn't smell clean. It smells like a model who walked into a hotel room in. I'm trying to see where this was. Japan. I found a strange man under my bed, she says in the clip, while describing the spine-tingling encounter which occurred during a solo trip to Japan.
It's terrifying.
She found him because he smelled funny.
Yeah. She thought it was the pillow. She got home from a long travel day. She got comfortable, laid on the bed. She smelled something funny. She checked her hair and the pillows and the linens. It wasn't anything. So she discovered it was coming from under the bed.
She looks under the bed. She sees a pair of eyes looking back at her. Now,
terrifying.
She was fully relaxed. Like when she had been out and she had fully gone into at home in private relaxation mode on the bed.
I said got comfortable. I didn't.
Okay, I just wanted
she got nude. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was going to say it. She said the quiet part.
Birthday suit.
It's not the sort of thing you can just run out of the hotel room doing. So now you're doing your routine, getting dressed left foot, right foot as quick as you can while you're also trying to keep. I would in Japan on vacation by yourself, solo trip. There's nobody to be like, help.
Oh.
I'm trying to see why he got there.
So she screamed bloody murder, to which he got out of the bed and stared back at her for 3 seconds, which she said felt like minutes. Before then, he just ran out.
He screamed and ran out of the room.
Mm-hmm. And then the hotel staff heard the screaming and called said police. They found like a USB drive and something under the bed, but the hotel just said, I have no idea where that came from or how he got in.
Power bank and a USB cable.
Yeah.
Something to keep your phone going.
Mm-hmm.
For long periods of time.
He had been there a while. That's my guess. So she books another hotel for said night.
Ask for a refund.
That's it. That's all.
I'd be like, I'd like room service and a refund. That's a free meal or something. Let's see. She requested the hotel refund her $600 she paid for 3 nights, but allegedly did not offer her any compensation. And then later, after complaining, they offered her $178 in coupons.
No, come stay again at a discount, because you may have to share your room with a stranger.
Did get her full refund, but she had to fight for it. And the next hotel, she says she couldn't sleep. I was on edge the whole time. There was nobody in the room, but
she couldn't sleep. That'd be terrifying.
Oh my goodness.
That's
when you're traveling, what do you do? I mean, at home, a lot of us have our own options for self-defense. I've got an Easton baseball bat that will do a number on somebody if needed, and I have some other caliber of weapons as well, if needed, that I could use. When you're traveling, though, your options are generally limited. What's your go-to that makes it through airport security, or do you just buy something there at the hotel when you land and buy protection there?
I buy a firearm every city I travel to.
Buy a farm.
Firearm.
I thought you said a farm.
No.
This I didn't know about you, Thomas. I didn't know you were an agriculturist or whatever. No. Buy a firearm and then you sell it.
Every city. Yep.
Just make sure you don't forget to sell it and try to pack it. And then
no, I don't. I'm kidding. Pepper spray is a great non-lethal one to have. But what a lot of people don't understand is that you have to be cautious when using pepper spray, because you have to assume when you're going to spray said intruder or whoever that it's going to get back on you and in your face. Unless conditions are just perfect.
It's like farting in an elevator. Everybody's going to smell it.
That is a great analogy for pepper spray and self-defense.
Yes, there might be one area of the elevator that has it more strongly, but it's coming back. Okay, and so yeah, I'm sorry I have to use the the language, but now you've got a visual that really will stick with you.
Yeah. Fanny pack has a good one. Those hands are pretty handy. I rely on those myself. I do a little practice and a little training to keep them high and alert and quick, because when you're traveling, it's about all you might have. But traveling's tough. You don't always have everything you got, especially because when you're traveling, you're going somewhere where someone is established and they're there and they have their own resources. So
we have to go on a side tangent here.
Oh no. Boy.
Let me just tell you.
Oh no.
An elevator can be like the most solo place in the world where you're safe. Okay. You're going to be gone. It's fine. You can let it out and everything's fine. Without fail, if you do find a moment of relief in the elevator from a little, gas, the next level, there's somebody who's about to get on. Okay. And it's not going to be your stop. So they're going to get on and they won't notice until the doors close. It's just the way the air currents go. And they will not notice until the doors close. And then there's nothing you can say to fix it. No amount of I'm sorry doesn't help, first of all, because then it just makes it worse.
No, you go. Did you catch that from the guy that got off at third floor, or is it just me? And they go, oh yeah. And they go, oh gosh. You blame it on third floor guy who doesn't exist, because
even like the elevator at the parking garage, the airport, where it's like no one else is going to get on with me, right? There's like I'm the only car that pulled in and parked. Someone will be there. Someone will be on the other end, and it's okay if they get on the level that you get off, because then by the time they can do anything about it, they're already going up, and you're gone, and you can just leave. That one's okay, but
I think this is a perfect segue into. I want to give a shout out to Pam. I'm
sorry, Pam.
My brother's stepmom, who it's her first show. She's not in chat, but she wanted to chime in and watch the show. I was in Scottsdale with them playing. And
Thomas
so hi, Pam.
Entire script without this in it.
Thanks for watching, and welcome to the Not Relevant podcast. I hope you come back. And if you don't, I understand. This is what happens. I got stuck in an elevator once in my apartment complex late at night.
Like actually stuck, like it wouldn't open, wouldn't go up, wouldn't go down.
Correct. I watched it happen and I knew better.
This is like new fear unlocked for me. I don't know what to do. I've seen all the movies where they can get out, but
so I lived on the 8th floor And I got in on the ground floor. It's after hours. We have codes. I see this piece of bark kind of in the track. And as the door's closing, I'm looking at it going, I should kick that out of the way. And I didn't. And so the door closed. We had a day of hunting. It was after hours. I got dropped off by my friend. So I had a cooler full of leftover beer with me.
Mhm.
I had a rifle and I had my dog. And we go up, dink, stuck. And I couldn't budge anything, get anything going. So I had to call for help, right? So the fire department, they're on their way and through the call button, and then they finally get a hold. And so hey, we're here. We're about to work on your door. And I said, great. Just FYI, I have an AR in my lap, my dog, and there's a cooler of beer sitting next to me, but we're at the back of the elevator. We're all sitting down. We're fine. We're not
A guy with dog and gun stuck in elevator. This is what the call goes out as.
Mm-hmm. So I had to give them that warning, being transparent. So when they opened the door, they didn't freak out. And I didn't know if the police would be with them and they draw firearms at us or something. I just wanted to let them know. So finally, they're working on it for a minute and they finally get it popped open. And the one guy with the tool that popped it, he finally popped it and he skirted to the side real quick. And all the other guys are at the back of the lobby behind all the columns, barely peeking around.
Don't shoot the fire department.
Yeah, like I thought I was going to ambush him, and I was like, "No, I was being honest, so you know what you'd see." And so I was sitting Indian style in the elevator with everything and my dog, and he was just sitting there looking around, going, "What's going on, guys?" So,
somewhere there's a body cam out there that details this.
It's probably in their training to this day of how it was, but just a funny story. So I was trying to be nice about it and let them all know so to be comfortable, but when that door opened, they still were not comfortable or trusting of what was behind the door.
Yeah, I would have waited until after the door was open to say, oh, by the way, I've got my AR in there.
Like I said, I didn't know if they're gonna have officers there. And like I didn't want the door to open and they see that and they draw on me and stop, roll over, So I was just trying
to can go badly. You don't want a surprise for there for sure. I have to say, Steel and Stitches, new member. If I can click on it, there we go. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. You've got a yellow courthouse over on the YouTube page, so it doesn't show up here, but thank you for your support.
We're not overtime because we started 58 minutes ago, but let's bunny hop this the last story, and let's what's Kaylee got to say?
She had a similar elevator experience. Stuck for 5 seconds, and she went in full panic mode, and and then it opened.
Okay, that's a very similar story. she followed up with chat. I died of embarrassment.
Yes.
I want to try a new game. We haven't done this before. Those that watch the show, we've done would you rather not. We've done our top threes. We've done buy it or sell it, meaning we're on board or not on board with certain things. This one is a little bit different. We've never done it before, and it's a game called Your Ad.
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of people in chat have done this in various ways with different names, but basically what it is, when you get either two people or a group of people, you start with a sentence or two of telling a story, and then you pass it on to the next person, and they have to elongate that story, and then it passes on and on. So Scott and I are going to try to do this. We have no script. We don't know what's going on. In fact, Scott showed up at 5 after the hour, and I said, by the way, we're doing this tonight.
You're watching this, and the show just ends in a minute. It was so badly we edited it off in post. Only the people who are here live got to see it happen. So good night. Thank you. And okay, let's go ahead. Let's go to try.
So fanny pack. Perfect. Yeah. Oh boy. That's kind of what
feel free to chime in, by the way, when you see where this is going in chat. We could use your help. So, I could anyway.
So we'll start. What we'll do is we'll say a sentence or two, stop, and let the other person take over. So I will say, one day a few years ago, I turned on YouTube and watched a true crime show. And by the way, it doesn't have to rhyme. It just might happen. But there you have it.
Oh, I didn't know anything about rhyming.
No, it doesn't have to rhyme. It just might happen. Yeah.
Okay. It was something I'd never seen before. but in a quirky way, it sort of caught my attention.
That must have been the night we watched some riots online. And watching said riots, I decided to make a phone call. A protest, not riots. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're
No, right.
potato. That phone call resulted in a hurried live stream setup and a joint live stream that was not planned and went on for hours.
For hours and hours, when my wife was saying, "What the heck are you doing?" And I said, "I'm having so much fun on someone who does YouTube." And through that fun and experience, I thought, I've got an idea.
And this idea that Thomas had was that we would do this again sometime, over and over. And of course, it's hard to schedule riots, so we had to think of another way to do that.
So through that event, this podcast was born. And so here we are, Not Relevant Podcast, season after season after season, taking place every Thursday night.
And every episode seems to find a way to go further where no episode has ever gone before.
Oh, that's too good. Oh, so
I missed it.
So May 1st, 2025, the Not Relevant Podcast is well and still alive.
There it is. There's good ending. Good
That's
ending.
it. There we are. It's our first go around to it. Red Pen said this is too much reality. It doesn't have to be fact or fiction. It's just what we went with. But
yeah. It was fun. It was crazy. Do you know what you call somebody with no body and no nose, though?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Oh no, I didn't prepare any dad jokes tonight. I did drop one that I've said before, though, on the show, so I can't say this is original. But I had a meeting the other day with a gentleman. We met in his house. This is fact. This happened, and he paused my wife and I and said, "Okay, I don't mean to interrupt, but I can't go crazy with my hearing. Do y'all hear this ringing also?" And we both said, "Yes, we do." And he went, "Thank you. Okay, I can't. Where's this ringing coming from?" And he thought it was his fridge, and then he finally, after another interruption, the meeting, oh, it's my weather alarm in my back room. And he went and shut it off, and he sat back down and goes, "I couldn't stand that. Ringing was so terrible." And I said, "Greg, it's okay. I called the tinnitus hotline the other day, and all it did was ring." And he loved it. He loved every bit of it. And that's when I went, "You're our guy. We love you. You're in."
What does a 747 make? What sound does it make when it bounces?
Boing. Boing.
Boing. All right. I think that's we didn't talk much about food today.
We didn't. We gave the folks a day off, but it's okay.
Just okay. So I'll probably go out and I think I'm going to boil some eggs.
I love it.
But I'm first going to say a little bit to the water. I'm going to say, "Rest in peace, boiling water. You will be missed."
Welcome to your family coming in the back door.
That was them leaving. They heard the joke and like, "We're out of here. We're out of
here." Exit stage left. Speaking of stage, did you hear about the actor who fell through the floorboards?
No.
Just going through a stage.
Josh says, "I have lots of pictures of food from Italy." I expect to see them in Mod Chat. Now that your sleep schedule is completely off, you can stay up all night long texting pictures of food to Amber.
Yes. That's right.
No food, no lottery. We had
okay. John Davenport, a gentleman in not Florida, I forget. After 40 years of not winning a dime and playing the lottery, won $5 million last month. There you go. I read it. I just didn't put it on the.
5 million.
5 million after 40 years of being skunked.
It's not really food, but Texas. Is this also in Texas? Starbucks in Texas. They built a store with a 3D printer.
3D printed robot built all the walls and everything. There's no tables, chairs, couches. It's drive-through or pickup only. Can't go inside.
There's no people inside. It's just robots. The entire store.
And it's Brownsville. I think that's where one of the largest prisons is.
Prisons?
Where
they can't shop there, right? You get like one corrections officer per every 40 inmates.
Bad.
I guess there's enough inmates that maybe they're solid up to.
But happy Friday Eve. Good golly, Not Relevant Podcast, Season 3, Episode 16. We're nearly 200 episodes in after the past couple of years of doing this. Thank you all so much for watching, and apologies to those that also get stuck watching with their spouses when they're told to do so. But we appreciate you. We have fun. It's our time of the week to relax, hang out, chit-chat, and enjoy you all in your interaction. So again, thank you so much for being here. We enjoyed it. Hope you have a great Friday, merging into a fantastic weekend.
Awesome. Thank y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.